What's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. We've already made a video talking about Monkey D. Luffy, 9.5 anniversary character in Pirate Rumble. Let's go ahead and talk about the new red-haired Shanks character. Now, that Luffy character is very, very good in Rumble, but the thing that I mentioned in that video is that while Luffy by himself is very good, the strength typing around him does need a little bit more support. But out of all the colors in One Piece Treasure Cruise Pirate Rumble, one of them really does not need a lot of support, and that is the Psy typing. And Shanks being Psy and also being Free Spirit is a huge positive. This character is very good by himself, and the fact that he can synergize well with the other good Psy Free Spirit characters is alarming. So again, like, when people get more investment into this Shanks with level limit break, getting him rainbowed, this is going to be a very scary character to come up against. However, there are still a couple of qualms that I have about Shanks that are kind of holding him back a little bit, but normally this character is still going to be very good either way you look at it. So let's actually start discussing what this Shanks character actually does. So his Rumble ability. So what does he provide your team when you use him in Rumble? So first of which, your Psy allies get 6 HP, 6 speed, and 6 defense. That alone is already very good, providing good defensive aspects to the Psy team. I know that, you know, a lot of people back in the day would still try and use characters like V2 Kuzan, who does provide really good defensive capabilities and offensive capabilities to your Psy-focused team, but defensively focused characters aren't always at the forefront of Psy teams. Sometimes you'll just have these Psy characters that have generic defensive increasing passives alongside some attack or some HP, but this Shanks providing 6 attack and 5 defense is just really solid. Also providing some additional speed is kind of understated. I think speed is probably one of the most underrated statistics in Pirate Rumble. It does, you know, actually determine how fast you're going up that attack order, so it can actually make a little bit of difference. But there is more to this character's Rumble ability. Furthermore, it says that if you have 5 teammates or less, then you get 5 attack and 5 defense as well. So that's interesting, that if you use this character as more of a late game character, when you come in off the bench as an example, then you can get further attack and defensive effects. So that's also really cool too. However, there's even more effects here, where it says that if you have one of the other red-haired pirates, and it does list the whole you know, array of characters here, ranging from Ben Beckman, Yasop, Lucky Roo, all the way down to characters like Hongo, Rockstar, Lime Juice, etc. Basically, if you just have one of the red-haired pirates on this team, and in this team example, I'm using this Psy Free Spirit Treasure Map Forever Cruise Yasop because he just has a low cost and fits on the team. If you are able to fulfill that condition of having one of the red-haired pirates on your crew, then it gives himself level 5 special CT increase. So if you just take all of this into consideration, even if you're using him on the front line, you're getting 6 HP, 6 speed, 5 defense, and 5 special CT to himself. And that's also very good, because his special ability is a fantastic special. So, very good Rumble ability, good defensive effects, as well as providing more special CT. Now, his special ability is a 29 CT, which is respectable, I guess. You know, it's on that cusp of being a little bit on the high end. But you gotta remember, he gives himself level 5 special CT when you fulfill his condition in his Rumble ability. Plus, you can partner him with Wano Law to give additional special CT. And you can see that most of the time, like, this new Shanks is gonna have level 11 special CT, which is so good. But the special itself will target your Psy allies for 7 attack, 7 speed, and 7 defense for 20 seconds, so great statistical increases across the board. And then he does a large range 3.5 times damage. That is so incredibly good, as this is essentially like a V2 Odin, but it does it in a large radial range rather than a horizontal range. But then it goes even further, where it says that if you launch the special in the final 50 seconds of a game, it then targets all enemies for 3.2 times damage. So again, this guy is a late game beast, and we're not even using him in that strategy in this current point in time. But if you end up getting into the late game, this Shanks is going to destroy your opponent in every way possible, providing very good statistical increases with his Rumble ability, with his special. You launch the special, he does the buffs, which not only helps you do more damage, but also helps you tank more damage from the opponent, but then doing like 2 massive hits of damage, one of them being in a large radial range, and then the other one guaranteeing to hit all enemies. it's just absurdly strong. So I think this Shanks is going to be a new mainstay on Psy-focused teams, but there is one drawback, and it's that in order to get this special CT, the additional special CT for Shanks, you need to have one of the other redhead pirates on your crew. And I'd say that's probably the biggest issue, is because there's no other redhead pirates that you can currently use in Rumble that synergize with Psy-Free Spirit, and that's the big issue right now. And I was kind of expecting them to release a new like Redhead Pirates Rumble Rare Recruit that would synergize with the Psy teams, but they didn't opt to do that, which I think is kind of surprising. So we'll have to wait and see if they end up doing that in the future, and I would say, like, keep a look at, you know, whenever they introduce new characters for the Redhead Pirates, if they end up having Rumble abilities, you may want to take a closer look at it, because it could synergize very well with this Shanks character. But that's basically the only thing that I really have as a major negative for the new 9.5 anniversary Shanks in terms of his Rumble stuff. Like, because you have to build the team in such a weird way in order to get the most out of him, but honestly, it's worth it, because this character just does so much. You can see the special animation playing here. Lots of buffs, good damage there, getting some very, very good hits against a super defensive tanky Dex team right there. And as we've said, you know, being Psy-Free Spirit synergizes with Gear 5, Wano Law, you can use Yamato if you want to, V2 Odin. The fact that you can have V2 Odin and Shanks, these two massive powerhouses, just doing so much damage against the opponent. You have Gear 5 as well. Rebecca Toy Soldier with her level limit break is so good. Psy-Free Spirit in a very good spot right now, probably the best color, honestly, in Pirate Rumble, and I think it's not even really close, honestly. Looking at the rest of Shanks' abilities, he does actually have a resistance to Action Bind, which is kind of cool. A little bit different from the Luffy that we talked about in a separate video. Luffy has the ability to resist halved stats. This Shanks doesn't have that, so it means that characters such as Moria or like Roger GP Burst are still going to be pretty annoying, as, you know, the halving of stats is going to severely mitigate the amount of damage that this Shanks is going to do. But, I mean, that's a small negative there, but resisting Action Bind is still very good. There's still lots of characters that can inflict Action Bind, and he also gives 30% damage reduction against int enemies. As for the behavior pattern, it's pretty typical stuff. He does normal, power, and full attacks, but this is a good character. But the only real issue with it is that getting these 9.5 anniversary characters with more investments is very difficult to do, because you can only pull these units on like a couple of times a year, really, and they're not very easy to get a hold of. So, you know, while these characters are very good, if you have higher investments in other characters, it may still be worth it to use those units instead. However, from the experience that I've had through using this Shanks character, it's been overwhelmingly positive, and I'm going to be using him moving forward until something else comes out or something changes, but I've been pretty content with how this Shanks has been performing in Pirate Rumble thus far. But that is going to wrap it up from me. Thank you so much for watching. Leave your thoughts and opinions about the 9.5 anniversary Shanks in Pirate Rumble down below in the comment section. Really hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content that I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.